All right, let's do some wiring. Wiring is always interesting, I have to say that, because you think you got it right, and then you end up taking stuff apart because you forgot to put something in place. So the switch I decided to go with was the two-piece switch. The reason is I can install this and then push this up underneath and not have to be wiring it all in the boat. So the theory is I'm going to do a wiring harness here on the workbench, and that way I just go right to the boat, set it in, and I'm done. Let's hope. So the first thing I know is I don't need all this cable. If I said I needed a maximum of this amount to go up, plug it in, which is really more than I need, and I need this amount for wiring under the boat, that leaves me with all of this that will have to go somewhere, which means it will end up in the bottom of the boat. So I think what I'm going to do, and cross my hands on this, I think we're just going to take this and do a major snip on it. Well, we'll see if these work. They worked. I'm not pressing all the way through, just enough to do a deep score. We'll see if whether that'll be enough or whether I'm going to have to go a whole lot deeper. Well, let's try this again. This is a very thick rubber jacket, which is good. It means it's high quality stuff, not like the junk I'm used to working with, your typical extension cords you buy, your cheap extension cords. All right. Now, of course, the secret to all of this is not to cut through your wire. And I'm figuring to reach across to both battery terminals with no problem, I'm going to need probably about this much. This is a very delicate, because if I cut too deep on that, I'll be into my power cables, which I do not want to do. Again, I'm trying to do a score. If I've done a score line correct, it should do that. And I'm not seeing any cuts into my wire. Perfect. Then we get to where I did the break. All right. Step one, complete and good. Now, this switch I bought is a lit switch. It illuminates. You press it and it locks it on, and this ring lights up, and press it again, it turns off. And if you look at the harness, you've got two things going on. You've got these two green wires. Now, normally green is ground. That's not the case here. Green just means it's in and out. But the two lines here, the red and the black one, these are in regard to the power for the LED light. Now, what we'll do is we will take the red one and we will join the red one to the power output. And we will take the black one, this red one, this green one here will go to the power input. This black one, we're gonna have to run a ground wire for that. And so I did cut me a relatively thin. This is probably 16 gauge wire, which is way more than what we need. But I cut that, and this will go to the ground, and that'll give us what we need to complete the circuit for our LED light. So let's figure this out. I am going to come if these go to the batteries and it comes through and it loops down with a little loop, right about here is where I want to make this the switch work. So this is going to be a little bit on the delicate side. The goal here is I'm leaving this jacket in place down here. I want to locate the red wire. I'm going to cut the red wire and install the switch on the two halves of the red wire. So that's what we're going to try to do here. So hopefully I am just cutting through this PVC vinyl jacket. The reason why I'm trying to leave as much jacket on as possible is the jacketing is what's going to give it the greatest integrity and allow it to any abuse that might happen from the boat bouncing around and all. That jacket is going to take the abuse and not eventually wear through one of our power lines and end up having a short. All right, good. We've got some line to work with now, and we've been able to do it without damaging the primary cables of the power. And so we're going to clean things up a little bit. Do a little trim here. Now, I could open up the ground and not have to run a separate ground wire, but then I end up with another connection here that I really don't want to have. So as few connections as possible is the idea of the game. The first connection, though, actually will be happening down here. This is the fuse block, and we will bring these two together, and then we'll put our ground in and heat shrink. Now, this is a little bit oversized, but go ahead and it probably will get us where we need to be. I hope this fits through the hole that's in where the wires go through, because if it doesn't,